Hello students, welcome to online biology classes. So this is the 8th day uh, in last class. In the 7th video we covered the major issue of this chapter, that is the greenhouse effect and the global warming. Yes. So along with that one more major issue is there, that is ozone depletion in the stratosphere. So first we will cover this one, then again we will cover both the topic comparatively. Clear? Before we start this chapter, means topic 1, ozone depletion in the stratosphere, just what is the greenhouse effect and the global warming we will cover. Yes, greenhouse effect means in glass house or the greenhouse, the glass will allow the light to penetrate and it will avoid, means it will trap the heat inside only. Due to that one, the temperature increase. The same phenomenon will take place in the larger scale on the earth also. The atmosphere present, so the gases which are present in the atmosphere, specifically carbon dioxide, methane, CFC and nitrous oxide, they show the differential behavior. Differential behavior means they allow the light to penetrate, enter and reach the earth's surface. The earth's surface heated. Yeah? Then earth's surface emit the heat radiation, that is nothing but the infrared radiation or long wave radiations. These radiation will not escape outside the exosphere. The same atmosphere will trap this heat radiation, again re-emit toward the earth's surface. By receiving this heat, the earth's surface again heated up. But this greenhouse effect is a normal phenomenon which is required to sustain the life on the earth also. If the greenhouse effect is there, then the average surface temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. If the greenhouse effect is absent, then the average surface temperature, earth surface temperature, is a minus 18 degrees Celsius. Everything is covered by the ice only. So that is a normal phenomena, required one. If the concentration of these gases, what I told, carbon dioxide, methane, CFC and nitrous oxide, which are collectively called the greenhouse gases, if their concentration increases, the same greenhouse effect will create the problem. That is nothing but the global warming. Global warming means it is a gradual and increase in temperature due to the increased concentration of these greenhouse gases, that is called the global warming. Its impacts and control measures also we covered. Impact means it will cause the deleterious effect on the environment. The odd climatic changes take place. Then the polar ice and the ice on the Himalaya or even any other higher altitude melts. Due to that one, the water level in the water body increases one. Submergence of the coastal area take place. These are the major changes. Control measures means, first one, the usage of fossil fuel should be reduced. The usage of means the increase the energy efficiency. Yes, means alternative source of energy we have to use. Next one, increase the plantation process and decrease the deforestation process, and ultimately reduce the growth of the human population size. Yes, so in this way also, even the international treaties also signed. Some measures are taken by the almost all the government one. Under that one, the names are not mentioned in the textbook. First one is the Earth Summit, that is Rio de Janeiro, 1992. After that one, the Kyoto Protocol has signed by almost all the country in 1997. Under that, most of the developing countries are decided to reduce the carbon dioxide emission by 2008 to 2012, almost 5% below the 2019 level. Yes, so these are the topic we covered in the last class. Next one is ozone depletion in the stratosphere. Here two terms are there. First one is the ozone, second one is the stratosphere. First one is ozone means, you have heard this is oxygen. Here, if one element is added to this oxygen, this turn into ozone molecule. This is the ozone, O3. So this is present in the atmosphere, specifically in one area that is called the stratosphere. Now what is stratosphere means, when you move from the earth surface one, so up to the 10 to 15 kilometer. So this is up to 10 to 15 kilometer. This area is called as a troposphere. Clear? Which is near to the Earth. After that one more layer will come, almost 20 to 25 kilometers above the Earth's surface. This is called stratosphere. Yes, in this stratosphere only the ozone is present. In this stratosphere, almost near 20 to 22 kilometers, thick layer of ozone molecules are present. This is nothing but ozone. Yes, so troposphere, stratosphere. After that one again, some more layers are there. That is the mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. So these are the different layers. Only altitude changes. Now, today we are concentrating only on the stratosphere. Yes, ozone depletion in the stratosphere. Now, in first year chemistry syllabus, you have covered this ozone. In first year only, some good ozone and the bad ozone you have covered one. If this ozone is present in this troposphere, so the same O3 molecule are present here in the troposphere, in this layer, then this ozone is a bad ozone. Yes, if the same ozone O3 molecule present in the stratosphere, then it is called as a good ozone. What is the reason? If the ozone is present in the troposphere, then it is called as a bad ozone. If the same ozone is present in the stratosphere, then it is called the good ozone. Reason means, if the ozone is present in the troposphere, means near to the Earth's surface, almost 5 to 10 kilometers, yeah, then this ozone will create a serious problem. It will affect the human health also, plant physiology also. It will degrade the rubbers, and even if it will degrade the produce the impact on the marbles also. Yes, so that's why the ozone which is present in the troposphere, then it is called the bad ozone. If this ozone present in the stratosphere, this ozone will act as a protective shield. Yes, this ozone will protect the every organism which is present on the Earth from the dangerous radiation or the UV radiation. It will protect from this UV radiation. Means the UV radiations are absorbed here only. This will not penetrate and strike the Earth's surface. That's why if the ozone present in the stratosphere, then it is called the good ozone. What is the heading? Ozone depletion in the stratosphere. What happened? If the thickness of this ozone layer decreases, yes, if it became thin layer, then these UV radiation will penetrate and reaches the Earth's surface. Yes, these UV radiation have that much of energy to penetrate into the cell and damage even protein also, even DNA also. Yes, the UV radiation have that much of energy that will break the bond which are present in the protein and the DNA, and this will cause the mutation, and this will create a serious problem in the human beings, even every organism. So that's why ozone layer should be thick enough to protect every organism from the UV radiation. Yes, so this is the main concept. Now, what happens if you take the atmosphere, specifically in the stratosphere? Here, now we are targeting only this layer. We are not discussing about the ozone which is present in the troposphere. We are discussing the ozone which is present in the stratosphere only. Yes, so this is a stratosphere. and this is the ozone layer, thick ozone layer. One more term is there. So what the topic we covered? First one, that is the bad ozone. Second one is the good ozone. The bad ozone present in troposphere, good ozone present in the stratosphere. Yes. So now the thickness of this ozone layer is measured in terms of the Dobson unit. One more term is there. So this is 1 mark question. Dobson unit. Dobson unit means it is a measure to, it is a measure to know the thickness of ozone layer from Earth surface in atmosphere. Yes. So Dobson unit is a 1 mark question. What is the Dobson unit? It is a measure to check the thickness of the ozone layer from the Earth layer in the atmosphere. This is 1 mark question. So usually this ozone layer is forming in the stratosphere. How it is? So this is the stratosphere. The UV radiations are coming from the sunlight. Yes. So in stratosphere, in presence of UV radiation, the oxygen molecule combined with elemental oxygen and form O3 molecule. Yes. So this is a reversible reaction, the formation and the degradation of ozone. It is balanced. So O2 combined with oxygen form the O3. This is the ozone molecule. The forward reaction is balanced by the backward reaction. Yes. Due to that one, the thickness of ozone layer is intact. If this process is more one, if the backward reaction takes place more, then the oxygen molecule increases, ozone molecule decreases. Yes. If the balance is disturbed, then only it is a serious problem. Yes. Now, what happens? So, if the human intervention is not there, the ozone is intact. Ozone thicknesses still remain. But what happened? Due to the industrialization only, nowadays the human beings are using some chemicals in fire extinguisher, in liquid propellant, in refrigerators. So these chemicals are nothing but the chlorofluorocarbons. These are the propellant. So in lower atmosphere, the human beings are releasing some chemicals. These are nothing but chlorofluorocarbon. So these are nothing but chlorofluorocarbons. CFC. For example, I will take here CFCl. Yes, chlorofluorocarbon. So this chlorofluorocarbons are usually used in the compressor which is present in the refrigerator. Even if you take the spray bottles, the shaving creams or the fire extinguisher, in that one the CFC are used in only to propel the chemical. This CFC is released in the lower atmosphere, in the troposphere. Gradually, this CFC ascend and enter into the troposphere. So again, troposphere in the stratosphere is CFC hoಗುತ್ತೆ. Now the CFC will enter into stratosphere this CFC will damage the reaction. Whatever the balance present in this reaction, it will disturb. So how it disturb? Now listen this one proper. So for example, I am taking this CFCl3 only. So this CFCl3 in presence of UV light turn into CFCl2 plus chlorine. One chlorine element is released one. Again CFCl2 in presence of UV again turn into CFCl plus chlorine. This reaction also take place in presence of UV light. This reaction also take place in presence of UV light. Yes. Once this chlorine molecules are released one, now these chlorines are react with oxygen, ozone. Ozone plus chlorine turn into O2 plus OCl. Yes. Now again, this OCl combined with one more ozone turn into Cl plus 2O2. So what is the ultimate result? If you take this reaction, this O2 ozone molecule turn into oxygen molecule. Yes. What is the problem means here? Whatever the chlorine are released one, they are non-degrading, they are persistent, and they will act as a catalyst. Now, what is a catalyst? Catalyst means they only speed up the reaction. They are not directly involved in the reaction one. They will remain as it is. These chlorine molecules remain in the stratosphere as it is for 30 to 40 years. Yes, the single chlorine molecule will destroy the millions of ozone molecule. Ultimately, if you take this one, so 3 molecule of oxygen may turn into 2 molecule of 2 molecule of ozone molecule turn into 3 molecule of oxygen in presence of UV radiation, in presence of chlorofluorocarbon. So ultimately, if you take this one, the backward reaction is more favored in presence of this CFC molecule. In NCERT technique, what they give? Due to the human activity, the chlorofluorocarbon CFC, abbreviation are going to ask in the examination. CFC are released in the lower atmosphere, in the troposphere. This CFC enter into stratosphere. In presence of UV light, they release the chlorine, and these chlorine will act as a catalyst and they help to degradation of ozone into oxygen molecule. Now the ozone concentration decreases, the oxygen concentration increases. Ultimately, the thickness of ozone decreases. In some area, the ozone thickness are reduced one. So this is a major concern. So that is called as a ozone hole. Hole means not particularly this type of hole. Yes, only the thickness of ozone decreases. Ozone hole means it is a large area in which thin ozone layer is present is called as ozone hole. So large area, yes, Is it clear? Just listen properly one more time. Bad ozone means the same O3 molecules, if they are present in the troposphere, lower layer, then it is called the bad ozone. They affect the human health, plant physiology, they damage the rubber, even the marbles also. If the same ozone present in the upper atmosphere, almost 20 to 25 kilometers above the surface level, then it is called the stratosphere. So now it will act as a protective sheet. This will give the protection against the UV radiation coming from the sunlight. Yes, most of the UV radiation absorbed by this ozone layer. Now, thickness of ozone layer is measured by using the Dobson unit from the Earth's surface to the upper atmosphere. Here, this is called the Dobson unit. Now, what happens? Usually, in presence of UV light, the formation and the degradation of ozone, oxygen molecule plus elemental oxygen combined form O3 molecule, and O3 molecule again degrade from the oxygen molecule and the elemental oxygen. The forward reaction and backward reaction is almost balanced. Due to that one, ozone layer is intact. But recently, specifically in the 19th centuries one, in 1930-40s, where the refrigerator, fire extinguisher are regularly used one, some specific chemicals, particularly called as a chlorofluorocarbon, sometimes hydrofluorocarbon, hydrofluorochlorocarbon. Many chemicals are there. Collectively, they are called the fluorocarbon. Otherwise, it is also called as a ODS, means ozone depleting substance. These chlorofluorocarbon will ascend and enter into the stratosphere. Now, for example, this is a one chlorofluorocarbon in presence of UV light dissociate and produce the chlorine. Same again, dissociation takes place and large amount of chlorine molecules are released one. These chlorine molecules react with the ozone molecule and release the oxygen, molecular oxygen, and this is a simple. Again, OCl combine with one more ozone molecule and form the two oxygen molecule. Ultimately, 2 molecule of ozone turn into 3 molecule of the oxygen. 2O3 turn to 3O2. So gradually ozone concentration decreases and oxygen concentration increases. Due to that one, the ozone layer became very thin in a large area. This process usually takes place every month from the August to November, specifically in the Antarctica region. Clear? Large ozone hole is detected in the Antarctica region. So specifically in Antarctica, not in the tropic or the temperate belt, in the polar area. So almost the peoples of the Greenland, Alaska or the Northern America is the most affected due to the ozone hole only. So this is the formation of the ozone hole. Yes. Now, what is the next topic means, what are the effects if the UV radiation reaches to the Earth's surface? Yes. So just wait a minute for a second. Yes, students, continue the same topic only. So now only we covered the ozone depletion in the stratosphere, under which we covered the two types of ozone. If the ozone O3 present in the troposphere, then it is called the bad ozone. So it is harmful for the organisms, including the animals and plant also, that will degrade the rubber and even the marbles. So if the same ozone present in the stratosphere, it will act as a shield against the UV radiation which is coming from the sun. So this will give the protection. Yes. So then it is called the good ozone. So Dobson unit means to calculate the thickness of the ozone in the air column from the surface of the earth to the top of the atmosphere. That unit is called the Dobson unit. So this is a measurement how thickness ozone layer is present. Yes. Next one is a chlorofluorocarbon. Now here comes the mechanism. So usually the ozone formation in the stratosphere take place in presence of UV light. the formation and the degradation of the ozone layer is almost balanced. Yes, in absence of this CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. Whenever the chlorofluorocarbon reaches to the upper atmosphere in the stratosphere, initially it is in the troposphere. When it reaches the stratosphere, this CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, will dissociate and release its chlorine one. Clear? The chlorine are released one. These chlorine will act as a catalyst and that will dissociate the O3 into oxygen molecule. Due to that one, ozone layer became thinner. That the phenomena where the large area where the ozone layer is a thin one, that area is called the ozone hole one. Yes. So now what happens? If the ozone hole is created, usually the formation of the ozone hole take place during the winter season from the August to the November. So specifically in the Antarctica region. Yes. So if the ozone layer became thin, yes, then this UV radiation will penetrate and reaches the Earth's surface. Yes, actually what happened in UV radiation only based on the wavelength. So again three types are there. UV radiation A, B, C. The wavelength which is shorter than the B UV radiation are almost absorbed at the ozone layer if the ozone layer is intact. Yes, if the ozone layer is thin one, this UVB will penetrate and reach the Earth's surface. Then what happens if the UV radiation reaches the Earth's surface? That is a major question. Means the effects of the UV radiation if reaches the Earth's surface. So what happens if UV radiation reaches the Earth surface? So this is a separate theme asked question here. Clear? So what are the effects of the UV radiation is a question. Clear? So once the UV radiation reaches the Earth's surface, the UV radiations have the enough energy, specifically UVB radiations, have enough energy to break the bond which are present between the molecules within a protein or the DNA. Yeah? So this UV radiation have enough energy to break bonds within a protein or DNA. So protein is also important biomolecule, DNA is also important biomolecule. If you consider the protein, if you take the protein, it is a structural, either structural protein, functional protein, transport protein, or enzyme, or receptors. So protein plays a major role in the physiology. DNA is a genetic material. It carries the information from one generation to the next generation. If the bond within this protein or bond within this DNA breaks, this creates a structural abnormality and it may lead into the mutation. Yes, mutation occurs. Now this is a serious matter. So due to the mutation, many disorders may arise. Now what are the health effects? First one, aging of skin take place. The skin is also made up of protein. If the mutation occurs, the aging phenomena accelerated. Second one, damages the skin cells. Yes, and also causes diseases like cancer, yes, skin cancer may occur. Now this is related to skin. The aging occur, it will damage the skin cells or it may cause the disease such as a skin. So next, the UV radiation again affect the eyes also. So cornea of eye absorb UVB radiations. Clear? If it is in the milder nose, it is not that much serious issue. If the absorption of UVB radiation takes place and inflammation of cornea occurs, then it is called as a snow blindness. Yes, just concentrate on this one. So the cornea of the eye absorb the UV radiation. If the dose is this is a little bit stronger one, then the inflammation of cornea takes place. This is called the snow blindness. So sometimes also lead to cataract. Yes, if the dose is still stronger one, then permanent damage occurs and loss of eyesight occurs in the serious matters. So if the UV radiation reaches the Earth's surface, these are the serious problems which are mentioned in the textbook one. The radiations have the enough energy to break the bond which are present within a protein or within a DNA. So this may lead to the mutation. The aging of skin takes place. The skin is made up of protein. The damage to the skin cells and may lead to the serious disorders like cancer. The cornea of the eye absorb the UVB radiation. So if the inflammation occurs, then it is called the snow blindness. So sometimes cataracts occur. The permanent damage occurs, even the loss of eyesight also. So these are the impacts of the UV radiation if it reaches the Earth's surface, specifically the skin cancer. Yes, so taking into consideration these all matters, the international, the treaties are carried out. Almost all the government representative authorities has taken some measures. Now, how to control this impact means what are the damages occur due to the UV radiation. Once we have to re-establish ozone layer. Yes, for that one, whatever the CFC release from the human activity, that must be reduced one. So now what are the measures means? Measures. Ultimately, only one single measure means reduce or eliminate or replace the usage of CFC, means whatever the chlorofluorocarbon are using in industry or fire extinguisher or the refrigerator or the liquid propellant one, the CFC usage should be reduced or elimination take place. Otherwise, CFC must be replaced with the another stable chemical compounds. Clear? For that one, important treaty has signed one. So this name is given. Montreal Protocol. So this is signed in 1987 but came into effect 1989. Yes, the Montreal is a city of Canada. Here the conference occurs. So, according to this Montreal Protocol or Montreal Treaty, what is the decision has taken? So, in this conference, almost all the developing country, and the underdeveloped countries gather. Yes, the separate roadmap is decided for the every countries. These all three type of countries. Clear? So, under Montreal Protocol, they have decided to reduce or eliminate the CFC usage. Yes, so it is implemented, came into force almost 1989. What they decided? So reduce the usage of CFC to half of the 1986. So if the CFC is replaced with a stable, stable compound, that is also okay. So that's why it is not clear cut mentioned what are the rules they implemented. What they told, the separate roadmap is laid down for the developed and developing countries to reduce the usage of the CFC or to eliminate the usage of CFC. So this is a Montreal Protocol. Yes. So when you compare the last topic, under that one more protocol on treaty we discussed, that is a Kyoto Protocol. Yes. So just don't get confused with this one. What happened when the question is asked in the board examination, whether it is related to greenhouse effect, global warming, or the ozone depletion, sometime the topics will intermix and the different answer will arise. Yes, that's why greenhouse effect and global warming is totally different, and this means related one. The ozone hole is totally different. Yes, now try to compare with both this one. What happened in the greenhouse effect? Light penetrate, heat will not escape. Due to that one, temperature increases. Yes, in greenhouse. If you take the larger scale, the atmosphere has a different gases where the carbon dioxide, methane, CFC is also there, and nitrous oxide. They will allow the light and trap the heat which is coming from the Earth's surface, and again the long wave radiation again re-reflected toward the Earth's surface. Due to that, this continuous cycle, the Earth's surface temperature increases. This is a normal phenomenon. Due to presence of greenhouse effect, the average surface temperature of Earth is a 15 degrees Celsius, which is a required one. Yes, if the greenhouse effect is absent or not occurring, then the average surface temperature of the Earth is minus 18 degrees Celsius. That's why for the survival of the organism on the Earth, greenhouse effect is necessary. But due to the human activity, since last 3 decades or the last 40 years, so the carbon dioxide concentration increases, the methane release and the CFC release also increase one. So due to the increased concentration, the greenhouse effect is exaggerated. Due to that one, gradual and steady increase in surface temperature take place. That's why in last 1 century, means in last 100 years, the average surface temperature increased 0.6 degrees Celsius. That is also in last 30 years. Yes, so that is a global warming. So what are the effects? It produces the deleterious effect on the environment. It creates the odd climatic conditions. For example, El Nino pattern disturbs the melting of the polar ice and the glaciers which are present on the higher mountains, example Himalaya. Due to the melting, the water level increases in seas and oceans. Due to that one, submergence of the coastal area and small island take place. So this global warming and greenhouse effect is an area of research and development, and also the matter of serious concern for the human being. Now ozone hole means the one protective layer is present in the stratosphere. It is required, means it is present, and it is give the protection against the UV radiation. But again here human beings are using some electronic appliances where the CFC is used. This CFC is released in the troposphere. That CFC gradually arises and reaches the stratosphere. In presence of UV radiation, the CFC dissociates its chlorine. Here, chlorine will release. That chlorine will destroy the ozone molecule. The ozone gradually turns into oxygen molecule. O3 transform into O2. Gradually, thickness of ozone decreases. Yes. So due to that one UV radiation enters, this will create the serious health implications. So for that one Montreal Protocol is it. Yes, this is about the greenhouse effect and the global warming, what we covered in the last video, and this is about the ozone depletion in the stratosphere. Yes, where the almost all the topic we covered. Yeah. So one thing you have to remember: Kyoto Protocol is means international treaty. In textbook, it is not mentioned. Earth Summit, means the Earth Summit means Rio de Janeiro Summit. Then the Kyoto Protocol, Doha Summit. These are all related to the greenhouse effect and the climatic change and global warming related issue. Then the Montreal Protocol is related to the ozone hole depletion. Yes. So this is the end of ozone depletion in the stratosphere. So still 2-3 small topics are there and they are very easy. In next video we are going to cover the topic that is the degradation of the natural resources due to the improper maintenance. Till then, take care, goodbye, have a nice day.